Breaking news: Mexico's. A new report reveals that illegal and legal immigrants sent over $53 billion back to their home countries in 2018. Some have suggested one way to fund the wall would be to simply put a tax on these remittances. Daily Mail reported that World Bank officials believe the amount they donate could be billions more because not all cash is sent through banks and money transfer companies on which the figures are based. Legal and illegal migrants sent $53.4 billion in remittances back to Mexico and Central America in 2018, or more than double the cost of building a border barrier on the U.S.-Mexico border, according to a World Bank report. Remittances to Mexico reached $33.7 billion in 2018, up 21% from roughly $27.8 billion in 2016, the bank reported. Remittances from the three Central American countries are being spiked by the growing inflow of asylum-seeking migrants into blue-collar jobs throughout the U.S. economy, via the borders catch-and-release laws. The outflow to Central America rose to $19.7 billion in 2018, up from $15.8 billion in 2016, according to the bank. The outflow to Central America rose 25% in just 2 years. GOP legislators have urged Congress to pay for the $22 billion border wall by taxing migrants' remittances. The money sent back from the United States to Central America includes many migrants' payments to the cartels who traffic them into the U.S. economy. The trafficking debts can start at $5,000 per head. The remittances provide a huge stimulus to the countries that export their populations to the U.S. labor market. But that stimulus also imposes huge economic costs, including civic turmoil, poverty, high rates of crime, and loss of foreign investment. The Guardian reported from Guatemala, in impoverished villages such as Yalamboch, agriculture is the only work available. Such grinding poverty makes emigration an attractive alternative, according to the town's mayor, Lucas Perez. People leave our village, find work in the U.S. and send money to help their relatives, said Perez, who estimated about 200 people from the tiny village live in the United States. The surrounding Huehuetenango province sends the largest number of migrants from the country, according to Guatemala's foreign ministry, and evidence of the exodus is clear. Yalamboch has no potable water or electricity, but among the wooden shacks are modern two-story houses with tiled roofs, built with remittance money from abroad. Dale L. Wilcox, the executive director at the Immigration Reform Law Institute, explained the damage caused by migration. The Organization for the Americas cited El Salvador as the worst hit, noting that 1 out of every 5 Salvadorans currently lives outside of the country, which has provoked a parallel exhaustion of qualified human resources. This, they say, had caused a scenario in which less than 11% of Salvadorans have tertiary education. Draining an already underdeveloped nation of its best and brightest reduces any prospect of establishing a knowledge-based economy, and disincentivizes their political elite from investing in sorely needed educational infrastructure. This damage adds up to intellectual colonialism, in which the superpower to the north plunders and loots the skilled labor from its poorer neighbors and condemns them to a bleak future. Wilcox also noted the impact on families. Mexico-based journalist Robert J. Stout shows that a full 12% of Mexico's adult population is now in the United States, according to 2010 census numbers. Such mass outmigration, he found, has contributed to 40% of Mexico's rural towns and villages suffering a population loss as high as 70%. Whole communities were uprooted. The ongoing exodus has resulted in a dramatic increase in the number of single-parent families, homeless, and runaway children, allowing gang membership to proliferate, he says. Read more here.